Welcome to another episode of Media Talks TV. I wanted to take this time out to do another video. Um, you know, I've been on YouTube for about close to 3.5 years now. So I would say I built up a good rapport on YouTube a little bit. And as time went on these last 3 years, I started to notice that YouTube is changing and I think morphing into something that I'm not sure we're going to get out of as content creators are concerned. When I started this channel, I I was on the fence for a long time of whether or not I wanted to be a content creator. And I think in a lot of ways, when you're going down the path of being a content creator, you start to doubt yourself. But then what I had to understand when I was creating the content that I'm creating right now is that, at first I'm just documenting my thoughts and ideas. This is basically what my channel is all about: how I see the media, how I perceive the media, and what the media industry has become. Because over the last couple of years, social media is starting to morph into something very dangerous. And even in the midst of being a content creator, I've had to take breaks in between, maybe step back and say to myself, okay, let me recalibrate my message. Let me tweak and try to find a center ground. When this channel first started, I called it F and Doc TV. You know, if you was with me in the beginning, I called it Fighting Indoctrination Television. But it was a little too risque. It was a little too dark. So I tweaked it a little bit and went in a different direction. And, during the time of, starting out posting videos during the pandemic, watching a lot of content creators, and that's the funniest thing about this era. And this is like I was considered the second decade of YouTube. Because, after next year, you don't realize that YouTube has been around for almost 20 years now. People don't even realize that. That's how long YouTube has been around. But the blessing about YouTube and the best thing about YouTube is that you have the opportunity to put your message out there for the whole entire world to see. Back then, we didn't have anything like YouTube. Um, Back then we had HTML. Well, not HTML. We didn't even have video. Everything was RSS feed and blogs and what you call them, bulletin boards. So when I first started out in social media, everything was either MySpace or bulletin boards online. That's how you were a social. But now it seems like YouTube is getting down this path where it's more valuable for YouTube as an entity to push ad revenue as opposed to fostering quality content and informational content that people might want, you know. And also, you know, I'm starting to see things go really haywire with YouTube, and I'm a big consumer of YouTube. Like I don't admit this outright, but I watch a couple of videos, and I I spend maybe close to 8 to 9 hours watching YouTube videos. And what I've noticed is a lot of the content that gets recognized on this platform is mostly travel content. And in the last 2 years, because I made a video previously about my travels to the Dominican Republic. Most of the content that gets the most big appreciation on this platform is mostly travel content. People want to go see places that they've never seen before. And then by the beginning of the pandemic, everything was street racing content. Everybody had to have a street racing channel, which I noticed. Like I don't know what happened in 2020 where everybody just said, "Hey, I'm going to start a channel street racing." And then doing, every video got, almost 10,000 views of just somebody doing a donut in a circle. That's the type of junk content that I've never liked. And YouTube has this thing where in the algorithm, whatever dangerous stunts that they're promoting, it gets pushed up the algorithm, and anything that is of informational content gets pushed down the algorithm. And it's like you have to find ways to break through that noise, because that's exactly what it is. You know, all the top YouTubers are even at a crossroads because they're tired of the platform itself. But what's crazy is it seems like YouTube likes to promote a lot of junk content. And what I mean by junk content, if you know the algorithm well, whatever video that you watch, they're gonna suggest even more of those videos. So I could watch like 2021, I started watching monkey videos. And I don't know why I started watching monkey videos, but I watched one monkey video, and now every time I go on YouTube, they suggest monkey channels to me, like pet monkey channels. Like if you watch one monkey video and you like that one monkey video, they'll push more monkey content to to you like a robot. So if I watch car content, they'll push more car shows, or they'll push more car channels, car enthusiast channels towards me, because that's a majority of whatever I watch and consume on YouTube. Now it just seems like, and I wasn't I wasn't gonna, jump into this because I think I've jumped into it a little bit enough about these fake personalities that are on YouTube, or that surround themselves with a fake persona, to where when they engage people on their channel, they use those subscribers to push products. And not that that's a bad thing. I wouldn't say that's a bad. If you have a business, that's fine. But you got a lot of the content on YouTube that is kind of, fake guru content. And there's several channels like this. And then there's the travel content, which is like I'm a part of the travel community. I haven't really posted up a lot of travel content because for the simple fact is that I want my content to be a little bit more on the informational side. But a lot of people do not gravitate too much to informational content the way that they do to the travel content. So I put out 2 videos. One video is which is my highest video, got 422, 23 views. Still a big chunk of my subscriber base was built off of that one video, which is crazy. And when I go back to my normal content, it just goes back to the regular 23, 12, 14 views, 10 views, 5 views, so on and so on. What I've learned from being a content creator is that most content creators are vying for views. And most of those views come from how much attention can they draw to their channel. And that's one of the main problems with the kind of like the equity system with YouTube. Most stuff doesn't get through the algorithm, doesn't cut through the algorithm despite your best efforts. But what's so crazy is there are a lot of outlandish channels, some even violent channels that get the most attention on YouTube. And I've never understood it. Like, and if it isn't the violent channels, it's the clickbaity channels. And you know what I mean by the little clickbait channels where they have all these stupid thumbnails where they're telling you, oh, we're sad to inform you the death of so and so celebrity, insert celebrity, and then all of a sudden it's not the person that's in the thumbnail isn't really dead. And that's the crazy thing about YouTube. And the damn video gets almost 1 million views, or maybe 15 to 20,000 views on a good day. But it's a lot of that content on there. There's a lot of junk content. And then it's also the disgusting content. And some of what I mean is disgusting content is I'm watching one video and then it'll be an Asian video with like maggots coming out of somebody's side of their face or some shit. It's always shock content or content where it's a close up on somebody's pimples or somebody picking and pinching their pimple and shit. And that one gets like 10,000, 20,000 views or 1 million views because everybody clicks on it for the attention. And this is what's so crazy. Like those videos never ever get flagged off of YouTube, even though it clearly breaks community guidelines. And I don't believe that YouTube does a proper analysis of the content that gets filtered through their algorithm. And I think that needs to be, I think YouTube honestly needs to fix that. You know, you get an inundated view of a whole bunch of videos on YouTube, and people make a lot of channels. People make so many channels that is exactly the same thing, and it's always the same setups. Like it's no originality to the channel. You know, I could look up a real estate channel on YouTube, and the real estate channel has a thumbnail, and they're sitting in front of a big ass house. It's like $700,000 or $1.5 million, and then they'll say, "Oh, so you're thinking about moving to Dallas, Texas?" And everybody is like, every video has a cold opening like that. Oh, so you're thinking about moving to Denver, Colorado? Or so you're thinking about moving to Las Vegas, Summerlin? And every fucking video on YouTube, every real estate video has that same cold opening. It's like there's no fucking originality. Every video sounds the same. And it's crazy because I feel like YouTube has a creativity problem. How they categorize videos, how we find videos on our feed. They've done um when they do the upgrade to the user interface, like I can't even get my videos in the, like, kind of like, how it used to be, where there's like three rows each video, you scroll down on a playlist. You can't even do that no more. Everything is set up like the playlist that you have is set up so that you can't even do it, so it just goes down in a straight fucking line. And I'm like, I can't even find my videos the way that I can. And I save about maybe close to five, close to maybe 100 videos a day that come in. I have about 9,000. I'm subscribed to maybe close to 9,980. No, no, scratch that. I'm probably subscribed to over 5,000 channels. And out of those channels, I can't keep up with the whole subscriber base of the videos. I make a list of some of the videos that I can watch and can't watch. But the truth is that sometimes you won't be able to catch the videos that do come up from your subscriber base. And they have to fix that general feed that YouTube has. Like YouTube has really some very, very serious problems. And I never really realized it. And then I had to take a step back and ask myself, I'm like, okay, I'm a content creator, but is the product that I'm investing in valuable to me and helpful in getting my message across? And sometimes it's not, you know. Um, I didn't want to go into the situation with Justin Moan, you know, because I feel like the news has already covered that situation. I don't think there needs to be anything said anymore about that situation. But, social media as a whole has a very big problem. You got a lot of fake gurus and people that's trying to push products, and you have some of these financial gurus which have become even more harmful to YouTube, and that there's a space where they can send their misinformation out to the world and build these large audiences around it. And it kind of creeps into this sphere that YouTube has created and what it's going to become in the future as far as how it values content creators. Anytime you watch a video, they have this setup of ad revenue. Like now you have this thing where you get long ads, you can't skip them. Some be 90 seconds long. They'll put two ads or they'll put three ads in, and it doesn't make any sense. Now, I can tell you the worst place, like I watch ASMR videos from time to time. And the worst thing you can do is put it like here's where the ad revenue system doesn't really work. And that's with a lot of ASMR videos. ASMR videos they use for relaxation, but yet if you keep something like that on late at night and then it stops in the middle of you going to sleep and you get scared the fuck out of you or scared the shit out of you or scared shitless in the middle of the night while you're relaxing and then you get this ad, we get this 90-second ad that you can't skip. It kind of ruins the ASMR experience. That's another thing about a lot of ASMR creators that I follow. Sometimes I watch their videos and then there'll be an ad that kind of creeps up on you while you sleep. Doesn't make for a very good rest, as I would say. So that's where the problem starts to come in with YouTube. That their system of revenue, how they dole out revenue. Um, Straight up, you can't make much money on this platform with just simple ad revenue. It's got to be more outside of that. But I look at YouTube as being a place where you document and you put your information out there, but you don't expect to get paid as much as you should. And I definitely wouldn't do anything of this nature where I would never put myself in a position where I'm dependent on ad revenue with YouTube because I know this thing could change overnight. And I think a lot of content creators found out in 2017 how that happened. When the ad apocalypse happened, that was bad. It stifled creativity. I've seen people put up channels, channels that wouldn't violate content guidelines. And each of those channels got taken down for some odd reason. And that's one thing and reason why I don't depend too much on um YouTube's ad revenue. But I just put the message out there. It's just like, okay, people listen, they listen. If they don't, they don't. I'm going to continue to document my thoughts and my ideas about media, and especially with social media, and especially with YouTube, because YouTube has become real problematic. It's too many of these people out here, gurus and wannabes, that are messing up really the sanctity of life, even, you know, because everybody that got a YouTube channel, they're promoting certain things that shouldn't really be out in the open. You know, you get a lot of videos out there, and a lot of this stuff that I started noticing. There's a lot of prostitution videos on YouTube. There's a lot of what I would call innuendo videos. Stuff that gets passed off as yoga, bunch of stretch videos where women's hoo-ha print is in the spandex. They scratch and whatnot. Like you see those types of videos, and it's like, okay, how are they allowed to post up this type of content? But if you say something that doesn't align with the views of YouTube, your stuff gets flagged or it gets taken down. And it's like a lot of the stuff on YouTube that's supposed to be informational doesn't get promoted. So it hurts a lot of the smaller content creators like myself that really can't get their message across thoroughly unless they're controversial or unless they do something to grab that attention. Because it's like even with this, you even with this channel, you're just competing for eyeballs. And you hope that a lot of eyeballs get on your content. So, you know, it's just weird the way uh, social media is set up. I will say that. But to break down a lot of the stuff, you got a lot of this whole red pill stuff content. A lot of stuff like that could be harmful to even young men. And I'm not saying that they should be taken off of YouTube, but there should be a lot more um really a way to have like a rating system on YouTube to where certain things shouldn't be accessed by certain groups of people if they're browsing YouTube. That's what I don't get. I don't understand how YouTube can't implement a system similar to the rating system that we have in the United States. And I feel like social media should go into that format. It makes everything fair and balanced, gives people the choice whether you want to watch the content. It gives the people the power to choose while also shielding children from these harmful messages that get filtered into YouTube, you know. And I think that's one of the things that I've had to grapple with. And I realize I'm one of these guys. I'm not that old, but I'm certainly not young. And I was born in the analog era, grew up in the analog era, and witnessed the transition of social media becoming what it is now. It took me a while to understand YouTube. I didn't think YouTube wasn't going to be as big as it is now. I didn't think you could make money off of this platform. And even though I post up a lot of videos, yeah, you could make a little bit of money off of this platform, but you can't make a lot of money. I don't expect to make a whole lot of money off this platform. And I realize that. I'm not Mr. Beast. I'm not PewDiePie. You know what I'm saying? Only the top YouTubers can do that. You know, I'm not Jake Paul. You know, so I realize For some, this is just a hobby. But I don't want my bread and butter completely to depend on YouTube, but just to be something that really attracts people and then draws them to other major opportunities outside of YouTube. That's my plan and that's my purpose for building the YouTube channel, you know. So, it's just like there's a lot of harmful messaging out there that really needs to be gotten rid of, and I know that other channels have talked about this not too long ago, but the hustle mentality, hustle culture, all these motivational videos, some of these people are, motivational speakers, and they have these YouTube lives and these YouTube channels, and they're putting out all this harmful messaging that will cause people a lot of, mental problems. Like, telling somebody if they didn't make a 100 million by the time they turn 25, or if they didn't get a Bugatti or a Maserati at 21 and 25 years old, their life is over. Like they lost out in life. Like you have channels like that that say stupid shit like this, making people feel miserable about where they are in life because they don't have all this stuff or all the material wealth in the world. And then they pass this off as if this is what the hype is about, being an influencer, that you could make millions of dollars. You know, you had a stupid TV show a long time ago called Rap Shit that even talked about the whole ordeal about being a content creator and a media influencer. And even in that, you know, it's like this new generation is so preoccupied with the idea of I can get it now how I want it, and not put towards the effort to actually plan all those things out. You know, even I struggle with that sometimes. And I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes you sit back and you watch a video and you be like, damn, I wish I had a house like that. Even though the house costs like $7 million and it's Miami. It's okay to dream, but then it's like, sometimes you gotta get snap yourself out of it and realize that everybody ain't there, even though they portray themselves to be there. Some people are using these fake personas and these fake images to try and gain attention, and it's not verified. It's like it's all an act, but then, what is television? An act. But everybody knows, yeah, that's television. That's an act. Hell, we all thought, you know, the people that we follow are millionaires, when in reality they're not. They're just looking to scam unsuspecting people for the glitz and the glamour. And that's one of the major problems about social media that I don't understand and I never will get. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I just feel like YouTube is beginning to be at a crossroads. And if YouTube does not clean up its act and how and well, really have an equitable system, it's like the platform is going to fall apart sooner rather than later. You got so many, like I've even noticed that, YouTube with the podcasting has even taken off. Podcasting, and that's a funny thing because podcasting never used to be a thing. It never used to be a thing. Now, after 2020, it became a thing. All the numbers that Joe Budden and Joe Rogan are doing, the numbers that they're doing consistently on this platform is just crazy. But I understand most people do not have that pull, you know. So much of YouTube has become like podcasting in a lot of ways. And because it's become like podcasting, you have to restructure how you deliver your message now. You know, soon I will try to, do more podcasts, more of me doing voiceovers on and not being on video all the time because I don't feel like there's a need for me to be on video like that all the time. You know, when I'm really delivering the message, you know, I've understood when I jumped into this thing that being a content creator takes time and it takes a lot of patience. Some videos will not hit. I've had a couple of videos that were a hit and miss. Sometimes I have to constantly pivot. This video ain't hitting in, then I gotta move to the next video. If that video ain't hitting in, then I gotta, but if people are listening, people are listening. You know what I'm saying? But to end this broadcast, I honestly believe there needs to be some type of merit system in place with content creators, especially on YouTube, because too much misinformation starts to spread on this platform, and a lot of junk content gets flooded and filtered in with the more informational content. You know, um, I really wanted to talk about the passport bro content, even though I've already said that I wholeheartedly agree with the movement, but I don't agree with the tactics that they use as far as delivering their message. And what I mean by that, especially with the passport bro content, is if you're going to give people information about the travel destination, right? Don't have all the emphasis on just women. Don't put all the emphasis on just women. Put the emphasis when if you're gonna be talking about being a passport bro, put the emphasis on what's the benefit of going to this said place. Like, what's the benefit of going to Colombia? What's the benefit of going to Dominican Republic? What's the benefit of going to Costa Rica or Philippines or Thailand? Making your videos a little bit more balanced and not being an overemphasis on women because the problem that I have with the passport bro movement is so many of these people and so many of these channels, they show the destination, but they don't show you how they got there, how much money that they use to spend to get to these places. Because let's be real, a lot of these passport bro people, they're not making a lot of money on YouTube. I don't know how the hell they were able to make a lot of money on YouTube when you don't have that many subscribers. If you got 3 to 4 thousand subscribers, that's some change. You know, people ain't clicking your videos like that. Now, if you had over 2 to 3 to 400,000 subscribers, then I could understand you traveling all around the world because that's about $1,000, close to $2,000 for videos. You know, if you do the metrics for the subscriber count, you know. But I don't truly believe that just because you know that so many of these passport bros they say that they got money to travel, but they never tell you what they do for work. They never tell you what they do for work. They never tell you how they earn their money to go to these destinations. And I've been in groups, even in groups. None of them tell me, or maybe some of them tell me that most of the time they just drive the truck. They just drive a truck for a living and then decide, to travel overseas. But the truth is, I'm like, you ain't doing that consistently without any type of automated income. So then how are you getting to these destinations? Because I know it's costing you an arm and a leg to be in these countries. Never hear about hospitals if you get sick. Never hear about, you know, what's the cheapest place to book. You never hear about that. What you see is guys walking around with cameras pointing pointed towards girls' asses. Like it's every damn video on YouTube got a thumbnail of a passport bro with a camera pointed at a girl's ass. It never interviewed a girl, never speak Spanish, never do none of these things. They just had the thumbnails pointed towards the ass of the girl. It's getting crazy. And the passport bro thing has been on YouTube for the last 2 years, and I just started noticing all these increase in these channels that are coming. And even though it's a small group of black male travelers, the problem with this movement is that they're not creating or building anything that's sustainable over time. They're just depending upon the revenue system of YouTube. And that's the craziest thing. I mean, imagine if you got demonetized while you were overseas. I mean, that'd be pretty fucked up if you ask me. And that's one of the primary reasons why I will never ever understand how in the world could anyone be able to travel and make YouTube videos and make money off of YouTube channels because it's per click. It's ads per click and people can skip ads anytime that they want. That's my problem with this movement. And that's my main issue with them. Now, I can understand the car content. Some people are car enthusiasts, and most of them aren't car enthusiasts. Most of them are fucking assholes just doing donuts and Hellcats. And It gets to be a very, circular thing where all their car content just focus on them being in the car all day, pointing a fucking camera in their face while they driving. Nothing thought provoking, nothing informational, no well crafted message. And this is the shit that gets 50, 60, 70,000 likes. It's ridiculous. But I ain't hating, you know. YouTube game is ruthless, it's tough. But, you know, I'm not focused so much on the subscribers, but more on the viewership. Whether somebody's clicking my video is all that matters to me, because then you're getting your message. People are getting it. Now, have I ruled out being a content creator travel? No. But, you know, with content creation centered around travel, there could be a lot of issues. You know, things could change, wars could break out, people could, make a bigger and better YouTube channel without needing certain aspects to keep it sustainable, you know. But what's problematic about YouTube, especially with the travel content, is it doesn't give you straight information. I made 2 videos on the Dominican Republic, but I'm not in the country full time, so I can't give out a lot of information about Dominican Republic until I put myself in a position to go back there with enough money to actually report on the country itself and the benefits of going. And I noticed that that was the thing that really got people to my channel, which I realized that. But sometimes I scratch my head with the passport bro thing, and I'm like, how y'all maintaining spending this amount of money? Because plane tickets aren't cheap. I don't know how they're doing it, but it just seems crazy to me. Just like I don't understand how somebody could buy a $48,000 Hellcat and start a YouTube channel, and all they doing is talking about a car that they don't know how to fix or they don't have certifications to fucking fix. Doing donuts in parking lots. It's like with Omi and the Hellcat. Even though I don't agree with Omi and the Hellcat, but he had a pretty nice, like, Omi had a pretty nice channel, but he did something illegal for that to happen. But most of his channel wasn't really regarded. I didn't see his what's the name being regarded as a channel for car content, because he did a lot more than just car content. That's the thing. Sometimes I have to do things to diversify my audience. Sometimes I can't always do the same things that I've been doing. Sometimes it's very important to try and have some type of structure with the channel, and that's what I'm realizing and what I'm getting towards. You know. But this has been another Media Talks TV exclusive. Before you leave, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and click the bell for more notifications. I'm out.